Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. If you're new, my name is Aka. If you're returning, welcome back. So, have you just had a baby and are thinking about going back to graduate school? Or did you find out that you were pregnant while you're already in graduate school and were wondering if it's possible? If so, stick around and watch this video. In 2015, I enrolled into graduate school and then found out that I was pregnant. I spent 2 years of master's studies either pregnant or with a newborn or a toddler, with a baby basically, and I managed to do it. I spent an average of about 4 to 6 hours a day of school, and the other time I was doing research, writing my papers, doing all sorts of things outside of the home. So I spent most of my time away from my son. Here are a few tips about how to get your postgraduate degree with a newborn or an infant or a toddler. First one. So I think the thing that saved my sanity the most was compartmentalization. I used to feel so guilty during the day when I was doing my schoolwork rather than looking after my son. That's when I was at home. And then at night, I'd feel guilty when I was looking after my son, that's giving him feeding. I used to feel guilty about doing that instead of doing schoolwork. So I was basically feeling guilty all the time, and it was making me less productive. Because rather than using my energy toward achieving certain goals in terms of school, in terms of spending time with my child, I was spending all that time worrying. So I decided that I'd dedicate my day times. So whenever I was home during the day, I would spend that time looking after my child 100%, no school, no guilt. And in the evenings, I would dedicate that to school. So when my son woke up and needs a bottle, I'll go give him his bottle and go back to school. But there was no guilt. When I was giving him his bottle, I wasn't feeling guilty about not doing schoolwork because I was doing schoolwork. So that compartmentalization is what literally saved my sanity. My next tip is to talk to your lecturers or your supervisors, your professors. Explain your situation. In most cases, they're very understanding. Hopefully, they can try and schedule meetings at times that are convenient for you and baby. So for me, this worked best because by the time I was going into the second part of my master's degree, which was the research part, which required me to meet very often with my supervisor. My son was already an infant and I could, take him places without him causing too much of, a nuisance. When I needed to meet my supervisor, I would schedule it at times when my son was maybe taking a nap or when I could find someone to watch him. My lecturer was very understanding, sometimes even allowed me to go with my son to meetings. These were just, when we were having short meetings, nothing too technical, like maybe when I was just going to have a chat with him about 1 or 2 things that I didn't understand, he actually let me bring my child with him to school. So that just shows the flexibility. If you just talk to people and you explain your situation, most people are parents and they understand the struggles and they will be more accommodating to you. My next tip is ask for help. I know it's difficult. If you're like me, I find it very difficult to ask for help. I try to do everything myself, and at the end of the day, I run myself ragged, and I'm miserable, and I'm grumpy. Ask for help. Use the resources you have around you. If you have your parents are nearby, your siblings, your friends, ask them to help you. Ask them to take your child for an hour or 2 hours a day so that you can do some schoolwork. So ask for help. Don't be shy. Don't feel bad. Ask for help. It's not possible for you to do everything on your own all the time. Sometimes you need someone to help you. In my case, after I had my son, I was living with my parents for the first year. So my mom works full-time, but my dad is a consultant, so he has more flexible times. So whenever I needed him to watch the baby, he was usually available. My sister was also living with my parents, but she was also doing her postgraduate studies. So she only helped out when she could, and that was much appreciated. So ask for help. Don't be shy. Ask for help. The next, it's not a tip, it's just more of a fact. The fact is you will have to sacrifice. Sacrifice your fun time, sacrifice time with your friends or going to fun places, going to see movies. Like, you don't have time for that, in that you have to focus on getting all your work done. You can always go out with your friends and see a movie, hang out after you're done with your with your master's degree, but for as long as you're still doing your degree, you have to sacrifice all your luxury, me fun time. The next tip I'd give is be ahead of the game. Don't procrastinate. When you're given assignments in class, do them as soon as you can. Don't wait until the last minute, because waiting will put you under so much pressure and you feel overwhelmed that eventually you just give up. As soon as you're given an assignment, get it done. So those are the 5 tips, or the 5 things, the 5 elements that you need in order to get your master's degree. While I was going through my notes, I made these notes quite a while ago, but while I was going through them, it dawned on me. With my son, I was not able to breastfeed for a number of other reasons. If you check out my other videos, I think I did touch on that a while ago. But I was not able to breastfeed, so my son was bottle fed. With my daughter, the 6-month-old, she's breastfed, and oh my gosh, what a bless you. What a commitment breastfeeding is. I don't know if it would realistically be possible to breastfeed while doing your postgraduate studies full-time. I'm not sure about that. So that is something to consider if you're pregnant and doing your postgraduate studies. Something to consider whether or not you're going to bottle or breastfeed your child. That's really something to think about. Alright everyone, that's all I had for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, share it with your friends. Thank you for watching. Bye. Adios. Farewell.